What if it is a Satori? And you know what? We should have played the sub game. Welcome back, crew. We have Ace again, but this time we're going back to PRB because I don't feel like I've finished that off entirely yet, and we still do have a couple of weeks before OP13 drops and we can use that deck. So even though I would love to continue exploring OP13 right now, I think it's important to take this opportunity to look at PRB. I'm calling this PRB Ultimate Deck because this is what we want to use. Now, this is actually probably my favorite version of Ace to date. It is a lot of fun to play as one. It gives you all the tools you need as two. It's just a really fun deck. It's so powerful as well. So very powerful. We will get to see that in the games coming up. So if you do want to skip ahead to the games, feel free, have a look in the timestamps in the description. You'll be able to get straight to those games. But what I'm going to do right now is talk about this deck a bit and what we're trying to do with this deck in case you haven't seen any of my other videos. So first off, the deck is centered around Odin in this case. Odin is such a powerful card. Wish we could use it in OP13, but Eam does gate Odin a fair bit. But Odin is the centerpin around our deck, and the reason being is because Odin can bounce things back so we can use these powerful effects turn after turn. And we can get powerful effects by using effects that hurt our life. And for Ace, it doesn't actually hurt our life. The hurting the life actually gives us card draw in many instances. For instance, Zeus. Lose a life, KO a 5 cost. Actually reads for our Ace leader here, because we're going to place a life to the top. It reads draw a card and KO a 5 cost. Lovely for 2 cost, like 2 Don here, 2 Don here, and you know, you've just got 2 amazing effects for the cost of 2 Don effectively, because he's still attacking for 7k here. So, you know, and Odin, what he does is go, okay, we do need another Zeus here. Let's just return the Zeus so I can attack again and you can KO something else. Like, this is so strong. And we will get to see some action with these cards today. So the things that we're going for here is for our Ace leader to work, we need to have enough 5 costs in our deck. I think there was 9. I'm going to have to recount here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We do have 20 cards, 5 cost cards in our deck here. They all have functions. Let's go through them. So Nami is here. Same with this Ace. It is there to search our top. And we are looking for cards. We are either looking for ingredients to cook up with our Odin. Odin soup is a bit of a cook up. So we're looking for cards here, or we're looking for our Odin early on. We have a look at the top. We throw some back up to the top. And we can also stack in terms of looking for a 5 cost. So guarantee a 5 cost hit with these stacks. Very useful cards, these two. Also serve as a blocker if we need. We have Satori here. It's a powerful one. We use this mostly for its trigger effect, or it's a 2k. So we can ensure it goes to life by finding it, or using Hiyori, and goes up into our life. We leave it there until they attack us, then it's a body on the board. Really strong. Otherwise, we're finding it for its 2k. We have this Sabo. It is a 5 cost, 6000 power, on play, KO. The disadvantage to this card is you do lose a card from your life, and it doesn't go to hand, it goes to trash. So keeping this only at 2 because of that reason. We've got Yamato here. It's a rush. It is the weakest rush in the game, but what it can do, it can be a 2k, and mostly we're grabbing this card as a 2k counter. And there is one more 5 cost we need to talk about here. It is Kalgara. Kalgara is a pretty cool card if a life is lost from the top of your opponent's deck or your deck on your turn. You draw a card. So really, really strong stuff. You can't draw a card after initiating this effect, but you sequence it right and you get lots of card draw. It is also a 6000 power body. Very strong stuff. And even if you load 2 Don onto your leader and lose a life, Kalgara still gives you card draw. So always a benefit, right? Very strong card. Let's go into some of our other cards that we got, mostly around this 2 cost mark, but we've got a lot of healing in this deck, and I'll show you the healers. So first off, we got Sanji. Great turn 1 play. Play this down. Next turn, you're placing 2 Don on it, attacking for 5. But what you're doing first is you're playing 2 Don on this, searching for a 5 cost, playing it to the top of your life. Sanji then takes that top life card, which would otherwise be lost, and replaces it with another one. So essentially, you are completing the heal and drawing a card. Really strong effect, and it's a 2k if it's not used. 4 of because it's a 2k. We have Viola, a blocker, which turns any card face down, completing the heal. We have Hiyori, which is able to swap a card. So that face-up card now is face down with anything that you wanted from your hand. Probably this Satori. You might be playing out a Otama to rest something, which is a bit technical. Wouldn't be happening too often, but it can happen. They're the only real targets for Hiyori here. The other one we got is Charlie, and I feel like Charlie's very, very strong because she's doing essentially what Viola's doing. It's turning one face down, but after you turn a card face down, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you find a Charlie, you draw it. If not, you're still stacking your deck in the right order, finding the cards you need, or possibly placing a 5 cost where you want it. Very strong card. That's our healers. We also have Flampe, amazing draw. Instead of healing with that top life card, you draw it, and if you take that top life card, you end up drawing a card. So effectively for 3 Don, 2 on your leader, 1 to play this out, you draw 2 cards. Very strong because you can still attack with 7. And when you don't use it, it's still a 2k, so really, really good. Lastly, I think this is the last card. We haven't covered Pudding, but Pudding, I'll talk about Pudding now. Pudding is very strong. They get a strong hand. More than 7 cards, you consider Pudding. You can always bounce it back as well. So if it's a deck that does draw a lot, not really going to be in this format, but you know, if you were blading Odin in OP13, certainly could do that, but you can play the Pudding, disrupt the hand, and just go in for the kill. Alright, now the last card, Otama. I really love this card. 2000 counter. Lot of 2000 counters in this deck. This one is an activate main. When you rest this character, add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. So we do the search first, we throw a 5 cost up there, we bring it back to hand, so we're drawing for this effect, and the effect is a character or leader gains 3000 power. Now 2 cost for 3000 power and you lose a life. This sounds on paper pretty bad, but in our deck it is amazing. Because for the cost of 2, you get 3 power. No, you get 6. Where you use 2 Don, you get a bonus 4, right? because what we do is we throw 3,000 extra onto Odin. Odin's now 11. Odin is now 11, but he's swinging twice. That is an extra 6,000 of power for that 2-Don, and you get to draw for it. And what we like to do with our deck is try and alternate the heal and the Otama. So one turn we might use a Viola and heal up, and then we've got a little bit of reserve that we can take some hits from our enemy when we Otama on the following turn. So it's, not necessarily 1-for-1. It's just about reading the situation. Is this a turn where I need to heal, or is this a turn where I can pressure with the Otama? And, through the combination of all these effects and finding the right mix, you can essentially optimize your life to be at the right level that you can't be pressured into a lethal situation. You can optimize your hand to be at the right level that you can't be pressured. And you will always have control on the board, because this Odin card cannot be removed by KO as long as you've got 2 cards in your hand, right? It's at 8,000 power, so it's always going to be a hard one for your opponents to remove through force. And while we're playing all these chump blockers here, it's definitely hard to KO through force. This is the deck. As I said, this is my favorite version of Ace. This is the one to play in PRB. I hope you guys like it. Let's check it out in some games now. Alright, we have Yamato. Liking it. Let's keep it. This is good. We got our Sanji. Miss Sanji. Been a while since I've been doing PRB. We Sanji down. Pass turn. And in terms of Ace play, this is my favorite version of Ace to date, including the OP13 version. I think this is actually an overall stronger version. Only difference is in OP13, EAM is introduced and it does shut down this version quite a bit. If it wasn't for that, this version here is superior to that deck. So let's start it off. We do not take this one. However, they want to bring us down here in order to hit us next turn with some banish. So maybe that was a mistake, maybe not. We will find out very soon. And if I were to find a Viola now, I would play Viola over Sanji. Putting that out there. Okay, no Viola. We're doing this the hard way. We'll find something to place to the top. This is good, but I do feel like we're going to get banished. We just play it down anyway. That is a 2k after all. Use card action. Take top. Gain 1. See if they take a hit here. And if they're looking... Actually, have they found it? They may have found it already. They may have found it already, actually. The card that they found last turn was Izzo. Yeah, we're in some trouble. Gonna lose the top 2 cards here. Actually, we've got 10k in counter in hand. We are fine. We are fine, actually. And if they invest into this in the hope to put 2 rested Don onto this, that's not going to happen, because we will still have our 5 life at the end of this turn. Essentially, they play Izzo. There's 2 down. They put 3 onto this, 8 into us. Counter 2, we are done. But they didn't go for it. They didn't go for it. Which is interesting, right? We do a 2 and a 1 here. I'll do Kalgara because having a blocker might be good, but I think I'm about to use it now anyway. They do 3 onto this attack into Sanji, and we 1k out. No, they've got 2 on this and it's a 5k. And then we can't 1k out. So, what we do, 2 and 1, do we continue to heal here? We let him go. They still have the Izzo, which is a problem. We attack into this, drop our Nami. Sorta looking for Odin, looking for pudding also with this 9 card hand. There's a pudding. We have pudding. We will place on top. This is one we can find and it's only a 1k, so we'll put that at top. And I forget how they order this one. This might be the one at the very top, so I'm going to put this at top as well. No, I'll put this at top as well. That is good. End turn. We shouldn't lose anything because we do have our Nami blocker up. So not a straightforward path for Izzo now. They could do a KO with, I don't know if anyone else uses Ashura Doji. I like Ashura Doji in Yamato, but I understand it's not for everyone. Now, if we take this, it does help us and it does establish resolve. We're resolving because of the next one. No, we didn't grab Satori because we put that back to hand. Okay. Never mind. I thought we had a Satori coming in. Now this is kind of funny because if this is at, if your opponent's at 3 life or less, this generates health, right? Well, we are not at 3 life. Are we now? Place this to the top. Cool, right? We putting down, destroy their hand. And then we've got 2 left where we can Viola down. So let's attack in here. Have to commit it to 2k. Attack into it again. And Viola down. End turn. So we've still got a blocker. 4 life. This is pretty good for us. Not even going to need Odin in this game. So 1k out. We will 1k out of this one as well. Or do we 2k out of it? Do we want this for next turn? We might. Or are we pushing for game? I think I'm gonna Satori out of this. Because we block Yamato now. 7 is Hody level. Potentially. Not Hody level anymore. 6. What do they have for 6? Maybe Momo. Push this to the top. Strong possibility. Maybe I flip this one to the top next turn. 1k out. Oh, okay, the rush one. Interesting that they didn't play this first and beef up this body, right? I do find that interesting. So, can we win here? Can we win with what we've got? Possibly. Do we need to win here? No, the answer to that is no. We hit this card first because this is a bigger threat, but this one here... Which one to hit first? So, no 5 costs there. We did whiff. Doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. So, if we 7 into this, let's start with a 4 into this one. And I think they'll let it through. They've still got the Izzo in hand, if I'm not mistaken. I am not mistaken. So the Izzo's a 1k. They have a maximum of 5k in hand. And I don't even think they've got that. I could still use this card. I'm thinking of using this card. I think I'll use the blocker actually. So we're 2 over. If I use the blocker, I've still got 3 here. I think we just go for taking this thing out. And I think if I do 4 over, that means they need to get rid of their whole hand. Which I don't think they can do. And even if they do get rid of their whole hand, we throw 1 on this and attack into it. So, either way, it's a winning situation. Yep, and I think we chip in at this one here. Get 1 more from hand here. 2k, okay. This down and turn. Ashura. So they do run Ashura. That's good. Oh, good for them. Not for us. That KOs this. Oh, what? Means they're not going for the Izzo this turn. No blocker. I'm happy to take this one because it does give us Satori. Use trigger. We ditch this Satori, I guess. And they push that to the top. Alright, so what we can do though is that if we find ourselves a 5 cost here, now when they take a life, this ends up in their hand. This is an Izzo. We know this. We actually know this. We could push pretty hard here. We want 7. So, sorry, we want 6 into this. Leaves us with 7, so we do play this one. And then we don't attack with this one. So, 6 here. And we're just going to lose the Nummy. The Nummy is only placed here to prevent this going from on the board onto the board. Yep. They still only have 1k encounter in hand, so this will go through or take out our Momo here. And unless this is a Hody or this is a Hody, they don't have a way to really push through here. And this card here has just devastated them. So let's see if either of these two cards is a solution. All we need to do is block one. Okay. It's another rush. It's still not enough. This is the one we need to block. If we don't block this, yeah, that would be enough. We just do this. They can throw 2 rested on. No, they do it now. I'm gonna counter out of that one. And then they should attack in with this into here. So take 2 off here. Yep. And they didn't add more. This is interesting. And this stays up as a blocker. Which, okay, blocker. I block and don't return, maybe? So here's a situation. We've got 1 life, so we need to hit twice there. And they have a blocker up. That's 3 attacks that have to go through. We know there's an Izzo and a Kukunojo. We don't know what this card is. Actually, let's assume they've got 3k encounter. I'm going to test this out and attack in here. If they block with this here, I mean, they should take it. Although they don't know how much Odin's going to swing with, so they actually need to block this one out if they can. That is the thing. They actually need to block this out if they can. And they can't. They cannot. So they still have in hand at most 3. Which means this is coming through at face. They can't do anything about it. Take the top life. Throw it on here. All we need to do is hold up 3 Don. And this is going to hit hard. The power of this, it just feels so good to power up and at the same time. No chance. It was a Hody. Wait, when did they get rid of the Izzo? Was that a bad read or what? When did they get rid of the Izzo? I didn't even see. I'm sure that they searched for an Izzo. But it's not there. It is not there. Nevertheless, this was Ace into Yamato. Love this build. So much fun. So versatile. So many things that you can do with the deck. Great fun to play. Let's find another match. This is too fun to stop here, right? Okay, was not expecting this matchup. Was not expecting this matchup at all. And I'll be honest with you, it's been a long time since I've seen this leader. I will have to read out what it does. So you, at the end of your turn, you may return one of your cost 2 or greater inbell down characters to your hand, set up to 1 Don card from your Don deck is active. Okay, so it ramps. I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to keep it because of we have Odin and we do have some healers in hand. I think I'm going to put this on the field early and just hope that they have no way to remove it. Obviously something like a, let's just take that. Obviously something like a Grav Blade could clean this up quite easily. And this one's going to be Viola here. Definitely Viola. Attack in. Viola down. End turn. Okay. We're off to a great start. 6 in hand. They've got a decent sized hand here, but not terribly concerned. I'm looking at this Zeus right now. I'm eyeing this off because their effect, right? They have to return a cost 2 or greater character. No blocker. Let's counter out. Should have used this over the nummy, but doesn't matter. And they'll probably all be counter anyway. Alright, Godthread. They do KO. They see the threat of this Otama. They still have nothing here. And we've loaded Satori to the top. Gonna load another one up here. Attack for a number which is unforgiving. See how they respond. They take. And we go for another healer here. 8. Pudding looks like she is in the right spot here. Place on top. End turn. So, very interesting that they haven't played a card out onto the field yet. And that's what their leader revolves around. Is there any benefit to what they're playing to having this as a leader compared to the Blue Purple Luffy? Why would you play this over Blue Purple Luffy if you haven't even ramped using the effect yet? Unless there's an impel down card that I haven't considered here. So I'm going to keep this one. Force them to use this into us. Or Flampe. And then we block here. 1 up still. So they do have something here. And 1 up is a hard one to judge these days because it can be one of two things. It can be, I'm holding a 4,000 power or a 3,000 power usually. That's what it's representing. My question is, do I play this card? Or do I play this card? The answer is I play Odin. They lose 1 card here. They play the 1. This is the best card they could have used. Because now I don't need to worry about it anymore. And then I have to return one of my active characters. That's fine. Because it means I just get to use the effect again, right? Now, we've got 5 life we can let them have. So, not worried about that. They got to be worried about this Odin. This 2 life is going to get chewed up real quick. We'll play pudding next turn. Unless they put down 2 cards this turn. We defend. And look, I defended with the right card this time, not the nummy. Alright, do we defend? No. We turn one of these, the nummy, into a Satori. Marco down. Okay. So we have, they've got 6, so they did play 2. No point using pudding now. We just go in. Actually, it could be fun if they block. Could be very fun if they block. Nummy, 2k. We take a 2k. So, 4 and 1 and 3. And 2. 2, 3 and 3. If we attack into this, no, we attack face. We just attack face. See if they block out here. They do. They do. The pudding comes down then. Really interesting. Really interesting that they went that line. Maybe the pudding doesn't come down then. I throw Viola down. And do 2/5 attacks. And then return Satori to hand. And they withdraw at that point. They're so bricked up. They're so bricked up, they can't even defend that. And this is what was coming to them, right? This was coming at a 5. One was going on here, another 5. They would have been forced to take both of them. No, they could have defended one. They could have defended one. They would have had to have taken this one. I send this back. Odin's ready to go again. Yeah, I don't know why they were playing this leader. This made no sense to me at all. Let's find another match. Koby. Let's go, Koby. We get the choice. We will take... We'll take second. I was contemplating Ace on curve. Sorry, I was contemplating Odin on curve. Mulligan that. Got the Sanji and Odin. I am happy enough with this. This is... We've got our win con. This card. So we should win it. And Sanji down. Zeus is interesting. I think it's 3 that they need in trash, right? For leader effect. Remind me here. No. Original power of 7 or less. That's any of them. Oh, yes. You may place 3 cards from your trash. Yes. 3 was the magic number. They're already at that. We are not KOing anything here. Five at face. Let's take it. Oh, and it's a Satori. We'll ditch this Odin. We don't need to. That was an amazing... You know what went through my head though? I took it because what if What if it is a Satori? And you know what? We should have played the sub game. I would have won for once. Let's just grab another. What do I want? I think we'll grab this here. I'll just grab this one. Because it's coming down anyway. I do like this card, and I think there's a chance we could play it. Good news is we get to take some cards, right? They've got a blocker. Might take a life here. Otherwise, we're taking 2 cards from hand and a blocker. I think we should get 1 life, 1 card from hand. Here's the card from hand. So we do another 5 here because they have to take it. Now they choose the blocker or 1 here. They don't want to go down to 3, is what they've told me. But they're going down to 3. What do I know? All right, end turn. It's insane. They've got to have a Koby in hand here. And if they've got a Koby in hand, they've got low counter. I think an aggressive game plan from here will secure a win. Okay. Hitting into a -1 here. I think I'm not going to be able to defend this. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. So this one we can defend. They've got nothing left here, so we will defend it. As I said, this isn't going to do anything this game. This could do something. This could do something. Healing might be more necessary at the minute, so I'll ditch Otama. And keeping Sanji more because he's another body as opposed to needing the heal. Okay, we'll grab another one of these. And I think we'll do 7-7 is the approach here. But no, it's not. The approach is actually to hit face. Sorry, to hit the board, not face. Because they want to take cards. They want to take cards. I mean, this is going through anyway, so let's just leave 2 up. Okay, blocked out. End turn. 5 in life, 6 in hand. Things are looking good. Just need to keep controlling the board. However, once they do establish a strong board, it's there forever. There's no removing their board. So, Odin still will be the save of the day here. We can't play this next turn, though. We don't know what this is. Let's just, do I want to take it? Do I want to take it? I think I don't want to take it. I do want to keep this Hiyori though. We just take it. Okay. So we already know what our next turn is. We put 1 on here and we attack. They take it. They're making me a liar right now. I don't like this. I do not like this. Let's Odin down. And well, now we're in a really good position. They're forced to attack face. They would probably want to establish Koby. And I wonder if they'll just hard play it. Yep. But even though we can't KO their board, we can battle their board into KO. So, attacking Odin while he's not rested, which is something that he does. And this will become a 6k now. Alright, so no blocker. We need to counter out of this. We've got a 2k here, a 2k here. Resolve. And we take this one. This is good. But we don't need it. We don't need it. And this one I'm not going to take. We do not need pudding anymore. So we just play the starve game here. We see if we can find something. We find Satori. What I actually want to do is use this card. But we don't even need that. This is 10, at most 12. So if we put 4 on, we attack 7 in here. And now we can attack this one and hope it goes through. So we do 3, we do Hiyori, and we attack twice. Okay, they block. Great news for us. Great news for us. And we'll place it back up there. Send this back. We can attack in again. Then we lose Odin. But they can attack Odin anyway. So better off this way. Actually, we probably won't lose Odin. Okay, so he's coming back out again. But we do have some counter here. 6, 7, 8, 9k in counter. So this should still be fine. Would like to hold on. Okay, that's pretty low. That's an easy one. It'll gain 1k probably. So we'll use Kalgara and Yamato here. No blocker. Yamato, Kalgara. And now what? Okay. No blocker. We don't need to heal. We're going power now. This one at face. We can afford to take this one. And turn it into a Satori. Alright. Let's still find a 5 cost. Grab this one. Play this. Take the top life. Boost up this. We can still add counter to it, but we don't need to. We didn't even need to do this, to be honest. So we attack this. We attack face. Fun. Okay. We return this. We attack face. We attack face. We end turn. Okay. I think this has been a bit of a steamroller. Love to see what they can do from here. So they make this a 10. They make it an 11. No, that's going to be a 12. So they get through here. No block. They then have to attack into this, otherwise they risk losing. We're putting out. Now, at most, they've got... yeah, I mean, this is essentially mathed at this stage. This is at most 4k encounter. So we hit 4. And then we've got 6 left here. We throw it on. We take the win. Very straightforward. We were never pressed at all against this deck. Unbelievable. Should we find one more? I think we're just we're just steamrolling through this. Let's find one more. This is such a great deck for PRB02. I'm regretting that I didn't find an in-person competition for this one because, you know, if you've got one coming up and you are familiar with Ace, consider this list because this one, every deck, you are a favorite to win. I don't know why it's not at the top. I haven't seen a single deck that this struggles into. Get onto it. Enjoy it. Until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.